Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, Golden, the Golden Emperor, Golden Falls, or even Golden What Ifs, depending on where you came from. If you're listening right now, I am, for now, back with Dragon Ball What Ifs. I've been really into Dragon Ball What Ifs, especially Salad Saiyan stuff, Karthu stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I need to make a return. I've really been enjoying watching, so maybe I should hop on and do something with my second favorite character in Dragon Ball history, Vegeta. And this is going to be what if Vegeta wished for godly potential. I'm not going to do too much explaining here, but let's just say instead of the immortality wish, he decided that he wanted potential that was godly, or more or less on the bridge of stuff like mutant potential, or maybe like even infinite type of potential, but let's just say godly potential, because I mean this one's gonna be a bit OP, but I thought this would be a cool one to come back to. And if you enjoy, as always, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below anything you want to see in the near future, and I'll continue on with this series if you show it some love. With that said, I'm not gonna waste much more of your time, and let's get into part 1 of What If Vegeta Wished for Godly Potential. This story starts vaguely in the Saiyan saga. Goku and all of his friends take on the Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa. The defeat of Nappa, and after the death of Nappa, after Vegeta learns that Nappa killed Piccolo, and that means the Dragon Balls will not work. In this scenario, Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, actually believes in training to a certain extent, but he believes to defeat Frieza, he will need something like godly potential, so that he can grow at such rates that even Lord Beerus, the god of destruction, would fear him. Unfortunately, with the death of the Namekian, and obviously, and later on, the defeat of Vegeta himself, he scurries away in his space pod and heads off to an unknown location at a Frieza ship. He heals up, gaining a bit of a power boost, but this power boost is nothing compared to what he could be getting if he got his wish. With that said, he begins his travels to Namek, and when he arrives on this beautiful planet full of Namekians, everything that would go according to exactly canon would happen, all up until the wish. The wish when they're in front of Purunga. Vegeta would allow the first wish to happen, the one to revive Piccolo, but after that, he made it abundantly clear that he wanted his wish as well, to have godly potential. And this would happen sooner, a little bit sooner, allowing him to get the wish off, just as, well, minutes later, Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe, would arrive. From here on out, nothing would really change on Namek. Even when Vegeta decides to have Krillin blast a hole in his chest, his power would soar and his potential would be shown, but potential is built up, and that potential hasn't been built up enough to have him exceed the power of Frieza. Vegeta, when hurt extremely bad, would soar to a power of 5 million. His power level may have been astonishing and allows him to keep up with a 5 to 10% of Frieza, but just as he felt as if he might have an upper hand, it would be taken away. And that 5 million power level wouldn't matter when he was 6 feet under in a grave. But that's okay, because later on, just like in canon, Vegeta would be revived and sent back to Earth. With his arrival on Earth, he's frustrated, mad. Now he knows that Kakarot or Goku will die out in space against Frieza, but luckily he'll know for sure that Frieza will die. But that will be a rude awakening that he'll come across later on. Nonetheless, he's greeted by many of the Z fighters who Piccolo, Gohan and many others are extremely hesitant about Vegeta. But there's one person that wants to get in the good graces of Vegeta and even has a bit of an attraction to him, and that's Bulma. Most of everything, if not literally everything, goes about the same. He begins training in the gravity chamber and begins to use this so-called insane potential he's gained. This godly potential will soar him to new heights quicker than you could possibly imagine. After training like crazy and seeing his strength skyrocket to new heights, training in 500 times gravity, 600 times gravity, gravity chamber training like this, he realizes that his strength has multiplied considerably, far beyond, and I mean far, far beyond than what he was on Namek. A measly 5 million could be at least a 200 million. We're in the realm where power levels don't really matter anymore, but yes, Vegeta has gotten this strong. The only thing he's missing is a transformation. That thing that Goku did. How did he do it? How was it possible? Vegeta struggles with this for a little bit, but of course, he would eventually find it out. He would eventually find out how to become a Super Saiyan, but it would come at a different time and a different moment. And that moment would surprise him and many others when the Frieza Force, Frieza and King Cold themselves would be arriving on Earth. The Frieza ships come down, land, and Frieza and King Cold and his army, of course, comes out of those ships. The Z-Fighters begin to converge on the area, but everyone believes that they would be outclassed, especially by a Frieza and King Cold that are far stronger than any of them, and arguably as strong as the Goku on Namek. Of course, they're hesitant, not sure what to do, as they begin to look around and they realize something. Vegeta is no longer there. Vegeta has gone to the battlefield, staring daggers into Frieza. Vegeta would then tell Frieza that he'll finally get his revenge for himself. Kakarot somehow didn't finish the job, so he will. Frieza's annoyed by this, telling him that this is ridiculous, that he's even stronger than before, and there's no way that Vegeta would be able to stand up to him. There's no way at all. The only way that would be possible is if he was immortal, and we already know he isn't, because he got his wish. And guess what? Frieza killed him once, and he'll just kill him again. Just as Vegeta is talking to Frieza, telling him that he will end him here, all of the soldiers, the foot soldiers of the Frieza Force, die instantaneously by a slice of a sword. Vegeta, not knowing what's even going on, but not really caring, still is in locked eyes with Frieza. Frieza looks over to where basically this just happened, but Vegeta doesn't care at all, landing a blow into Frieza's stomach, tossing him into the air, and blasting him out of it as well, obliterating Frieza in a matter of seconds. Of course, the job is not quite done yet. He still has to handle King Cold. As he turns to his right, ready to kill the other part of Frieza's family, he then sees something odd. Well, he didn't realize in the beginning, but that young boy, there's a young teen that sliced up the Frieza Force. He thought maybe it was one of these other Z-Fighters or whatever, but it wasn't. It was someone else that he doesn't know. Someone with purple hair. But soon that purple hair would change, and shock would run over Vegeta's face, immediately realizing that this kid is a Super Saiyan. The unknown Super Saiyan, who we know as Trunks, proceeds to kill King Cold. After killing King Cold, he has a ton of questions, but can't necessarily ask them. But he does turn to Vegeta, not revealing anything about who he is, or what he is, or where he came from, but asks Vegeta this: can he turn Super Saiyan? Of course, Vegeta looks frustrated at this regard. Maybe he asked this because he was able to kill Frieza, but he was just able to kill him because he was so powerful. But out of pride itself, Vegeta begins to flare up his ki and try to push his limits and become a Super Saiyan, thinking about what Frieza did to him, how this kid in front of him is practically mocking him. Kakarot? And then now this kid? What else? What is next? Immediately though, he begins to feel this surge of power, thinking that this is a Super Saiyan. It has to be, and it explodes, leaving a crater underneath him, but he looks a little bit different than just a regular Super Saiyan. Vegeta doesn't know it quite yet, but this form is far beyond anything that he could possibly muster up with a regular Super Saiyan form. This is known as Super Saiyan God. He has no clue how it occurred, but just as he does it, he drops out of the form. The Z Fighters then run over, and Trunks is in shock with all of them as well. How? What? What the hell was that? Vegeta smirks, and initially he didn't want to say a word, but Vegeta realizes that Krillin and Gohan already know. He then tells them that he got his wish on Namek. Frieza believed he was seeking immortality, that there was no way he could surpass him without it. But Vegeta found a different way. He wished for godly potential. And that is exactly why he was able to obtain this form that seems almost in the realm of the gods. They can feel it. They all did. The pressure alone felt like they were in the gravity chamber at 1,000 times gravity. It felt so odd. Nothing like the Super Saiyan they've seen, nothing like Trunks' Super Saiyan, and nothing like the power Goku has ever reached. Vegeta smiles and says that he now has surpassed everybody, and he'll continue to do that throughout this entire time. He says that, don't worry, he won't kill them. He doesn't even want to kill Kakarot currently. He wants to see how far Kakarot can push him, how far they can grow, because that's what he wants now. He's realized that this godly potential may put him in a realm where he'll be so far above all of them that it wouldn't even matter. It's just a speck of dust. To him, they wouldn't even be worth killing at that point. Nonetheless though, they wait for Goku to arrive. Trunks gives them information about the heart medicine and so on and so forth. And Goku is excited to see how strong Vegeta currently is, but at the same time thinks that there may be no way for him to catch up to Vegeta. Nonetheless though, he's going to give it one hell of a try. Of course, like always, Trunks gives the information about the androids. 2 androids, 3 years. Soon, the androids will come, but Vegeta is confident that if they train and he learns this new form, the androids will be nothing. Goku wants to know about this new form, and of course Vegeta says that he'll show him it once he learns and gets a grip of it, of course. And that's exactly what's going to happen. He shows Goku the form of a Super Saiyan God. Of course he doesn't know that's what it is, but he kind of calls it a Super Saiyan Red for now. He has no idea what it's called or what it even is exactly, but Goku can't even sense him. Goku would wonder, how would they even figure out what this form is? Is it even obtainable? Can he obtain it? Or is it because Vegeta got this crazy head start and now has this insane potential? So there's something that is decided by Goku. Goku decides to take the Dragon Radar, fly around, and find the Dragon Balls. Because he wants to know, what exactly is that form Vegeta has? What is that red-haired form Vegeta has? What is that obtainable by himself? Does he need some sort of special wish upon a dragon? He's not sure. But when he summoned Shenron, he would find out relatively quickly when Shenron would tell him that that is known as a Super Saiyan God. Immediately, Goku begins to question a little bit further. Of course, Shenron gives that little bit of information and a little bit more because Shenron's pretty lenient with some wishes, especially when the wish is this simple. He tells him that the Super Saiyan God is of basically a legend. But Goku is then told by Shenron that it can be obtained via a ritual. 6 pure-hearted Saiyans channeling their power into one Saiyan. It would allow for that one Saiyan to become a Super Saiyan God temporarily. but doesn't mean that the power will stay forever. And that's all the information that can be given, and that's all the information that he has currently. He then says farewell to Goku, and Goku heads back to Capsule Corp with his son, Piccolo, and many others, and continue their training for the 2 androids that are to come in 3 years. But of course, he continues to be curious about this power. How far is Vegeta going to get ahead of them, and what does it mean when Vegeta decides that he doesn't care about any of them anymore? Will it ever get to that? Vegeta isn't a redeemed man. He never was in this scenario. Vegeta still has that malice. Even with a kid on the way and a girlfriend / wife in Bulma, what would that even mean for the rest of the people on Earth? Would he decide, if he wanted to, kill all of them? Well, they're not so sure. They're just gonna hope to play their cards right, get strong enough to maybe defeat him one day, but maybe that's not even possible anymore. Goku thinks about it and wonders if it would take him wishing for godly potential as well, or infinite potential at that, to even catch up to Vegeta. He doesn't know. He doesn't even want to really think about that because he feels that it's such a big shortcut. But nonetheless, they'll have to wait. They'll have to wait and see when the 2 androids arrive to see how strong they are in comparison to the rest of the Z Fighters. Because maybe Vegeta is their only hope in this fight. Maybe Vegeta will have to master this Super Saiyan God to defeat every last one of these androids and make sure that the future is safe. But we'll have to find out exactly what happens on the next part of What If Vegeta Wished for Godly Potential. And if y'all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a sub, comment down below, all that good stuff. If y'all show some love, some crazy support, I'll try to get this video or the next part to y'all as soon as possible. If it does okay, then we'll probably try to get it out in the next week or so. I'm probably going to be doing about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I haven't really decided yet. But if I really enjoy these type of videos, and I will say they do take a little bit more editing, but if I do enjoy them heavily, then I will definitely put them out more than just once a week. With that said though, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope all of y'all have an amazing day. Later.